Alright, so the Chaos Demon is awake, so I'm gonna say some shit, and it's just gonna be whatever it is. If you haven't seen the show, show, the movie Wish, then you might want to go because this is gonna be some spoilers. Okay, so I had back before I had awakened. I used to hear a lot about these chemtrails and all of that stuff, and then I would just be like, I'm not sure if that's real because I've never seen it happen, not actually been aware, nor have I ever had the time to actually stare at the sky long enough or even thought about staring at the sky long enough to see if it was true. And I was just like, I don't know. I mean, it could, because, I'm liable to not necessarily believe anything, but accept that everybody has different beliefs. And for some people, it's true, and for some people, it's not. That's just how it is. And so then, after, I was just like, something not quite right. I started wondering, why does it get cloudy in these weird ways that it gets cloudy during certain times and stuff? Now, just a few days ago, I want to actually probably about a week or so ago, I started realizing that these planes were dragging across the sky their whatever it is that they put into the air. And I noticed that it was expanding. I saw it with my own eyes expanding in the air. And I was just like, why do they only do this at sunset? Because I was just like, you're only doing it at sunset. So then, it caught up with my brain after I noticed the pattern. Because I was like, the sun would be like directly above us and then it would start. And then I was like, what's the point of blocking out the sun if you're gonna wait until half the day is pretty much more than half the day is up? And then I realized that it wasn't the sun that they were trying to block out, because by the time the sun had gone down, these clouds were in full swing, full coverage everywhere. And then I realized that, yeah, it's the stars that they're trying to block out, not the fucking sun at that point. And I was just like, holy shit. I already kind of came to the conclusion that this was a thing. But to see it right before your very eyes and just sit there and watch them do it and realize exactly what they're doing. Oh, they're blocking out the stars, because I would always think in my head, when I had, in the beginning of my awakening, when I felt lost, I would always look up at the stars. Whenever I felt lost, I would just look up at the stars. And then it wouldn't feel like I was lost anymore. And then I was just like, wow, it's been a while since I've even seen stars at this point, because they keep covering them up. And so then I ended up seeing the movie Wish, and to keep again, spoilers, so you can go now. The fact that they be putting this stuff right in motherfucking front of us with no remorse, not a goddamn care in the world, is fucking ridiculous. But towards the end of Wish, to avoid everyone creating a wish from the stars that were above them, he completely clouded out the stars in towards the end of the movie. And then I was just like, what the fuck? I just figured this out. And I was just like, I just figured this out, and then all of a sudden the movie ends up on Disney Plus, and then I get to freaking watch it and realized that the epiphany that I already had like a couple of weeks ago was now in a movie that I had to wait so long to even see because it wasn't on Disney Plus and I wasn't going in theaters with the kids. And I was just like, oh my fucking God. Oh my motherfucking God. Like, this is literally what they're doing. They're trying to control our wishes. But at the same time, the movie also alludes to another like little tidbit, again, spoiler, that even though the wishes were stolen from the people that they belonged to, the wishes actually came from within each individual person. So you don't need the stars and the sun and these celestial events that they keep blocking out, because they blocked out the sun today too for the eclipse. So, yeah, some bullshit. And in order, like, because sometimes we use those things to like find our map back to ourselves. But you also have to realize that these wishes, these stars, these hopes and dreams always lived inside of us in the first place. So you don't necessarily need to witness these events or see the stars. You know that they're there. And what was, yeah, I ended up, it's funny because like when I was like thinking about all of this today, what is that Cinderella song? I think it's a Cinderella song where it says, "A dream is a wish your heart makes." So really, that's all you need. You don't need to actually wish directly on a star. You are the star. The star is within you. I mean, if you think of it like that, like the sun, I think is classified as a star. I'm not an astrologer like that, so correct me if I'm wrong. But the sun is classified as a star, and your solar plexus is considered, your internal sun. There you go. You have a star. So all the celestial bodies that we love to admire and things like that are all actually within us. If you look at these galaxies, the nebulas, and all of this stuff, I don't remember which one it is that looks like a human eyeball, but like if you just look at that, like it's like we're matching the same things that we find out there. So it's all in us. And I truly believe that the birth and death of stars also comes from, our own internal wishes. Like, it made me think that, like, shooting stars were wishes that were already being granted. So when you wished on a shooting star, it was a wish that was already granted. And that's why the star was coming down, because it was the wish coming down is a wish on a star that was already made, that was coming down from the sky. And I was just like, you know what? That's fucking hilarious. And that was a really interesting thing to think about. So yeah, I thought, I like thinking of it that way. I think it's a fun way to think of things, that we truly are our own wishes. You can still make wishes even if you don't see the stars. You just have to call it up from within yourself. So yeah, don't lose hope. Stay positive. And for the ones that's putting whatever the hell it is that they putting out into Mother Nature, she gonna get y'all. And they say not to laugh at karma, but at this point, you are literally messing with the natural balance of stuff and taking these precious, precious things and these precious events away from people. Not that it's gonna save your ass anyway. But yeah, no. She ain't gonna stand for it much longer, so I wanna stop. Oh yeah, and have a wonderful fucking day.